Finding a replacement for my Yeti was no easy task, but after spending months test riding bikes, I finally made my decision. It has 130 millimeters of rear travel, striking a perfect balance between climbing and descending. 29-inch wheels with a 65-degree head angle lets it take on the most technical descents. Its modern geometry includes a steep seat tube angle, allowing the bike to climb effortlessly. And it costs $1,900, plus $50 shipping if you decide to order it from Fanatic Bicycle. I feel like I need to explain why I ended up with this bike, so why don't we talk? Hey everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back. So, what led me to sell my $4,700 carbon fiber Yeti for a $1,900 alloy bike that doesn't even come with a dropper post? Well, a couple things, but first off, I do want to say this is not a sponsored bike by GT. I paid for this bike with my own money and I don't regret it one bit. Now, the reason why I went with this bike specifically in this trim is because I really wanted to personally show you don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars just to get out there on the trail. Josh of Daily MTB Rider and myself have been kind of having a conversation in the background about how we really want to bring more exposure to good entry-level bikes. I kind of feel like things are getting a little bit out of control and the wrong message is getting sent to new and young riders. In fact, it really hit home when I had a young subscriber talking to me after a group ride, and he was asking what type of bike he should get, and ultimately, in all seriousness, asked me if he should look into financing a bike so that way he could get a good one. That really gutted me that someone like him had it in their head that they needed to get into debt to be able to go out there and have fun on a mountain bike. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having a good bike, but there's definitely a point of diminishing returns as you spend money. And a bike like this really is not that bad. I took this out to Moab, Utah and rode it on blue-black trails, and I didn't have any real major problems. Yeah, I mean, there's better bikes out there, but this was perfectly adequate. The only big issue I had with it was the fact that it didn't have a dropper post, and that's not that expensive of an upgrade. Speaking of upgrades, the other big reason why I went with this bike in particular is because it has a very modern geometry style to it, which makes it a great canvas for us to work with. Now, what I mean by that is a good entry-level bike can slowly evolve with the rider as their skill sets improve and their style changes over time. Now, Seth made a great video showing what to look for in a good budget bike, but there's a lot more to it after you bring the bike home, where to spend money and what to upgrade. So what I want to do is kind of finish telling that story and slowly upgrade this over the coming year and kind of document the process along the way. I'm going to start out with low cost and best bang for buck upgrades like a dropper post, and then move on to higher cost but very targeted upgrades that more is about tuning the performance or just replacing parts as I inevitably break them. Now, I do want to be perfectly clear, it's always going to save you more money and be cheaper in the long run to get the higher end version of the bike that you're looking at, the one that comes with better components right out of the box, than to get the entry-level version. Though for new and young riders, it may not be possible to spend that much extra money right up front, so while it is a bit of a compromise, it might be the better option to get the entry-level bike that gets you out on the trails today and then worry about upgrading the bike later after you've had time to figure out what type of rider you are, and of course, save up some extra money. Now, speaking of money, I will be using my own money to upgrade this bike, and that's not really a bad thing. It's going to help keep this budget grounded in reality. Though I will be getting some parts sent to me from people like Aaron from P&W Components that's sending me a dropper post for this bike. But to help keep everything honest, I will be keeping a full tally sheet of how much everything cost, full retail. Not only is this going to help keep things honest, but it'll help people figure out which components fit into their budgets. Before I start making changes to this bike, I will be doing a full review of it in its stock form. And while I work on that video, I'd love to hear from you in the comments section below and tell me what you think is the best bang for buck upgrade you've made to your bike, or the single greatest upgrade you've made, whether it was changing out the transmission or putting a new shock on your bike. I'd love to hear about it below. It might give me some ideas, and it's a great conversation. So I hope you guys are as excited about this project as I am. I really love working on bikes, so this is going to be such a fun project for me, and I can't wait to share it with you. Speaking of sharing, if you happen to know of any friends that are currently looking to buy a bike similar to this, or thinking about upgrading their bike, maybe share this video with them. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right below, and also hit the bell notification next to it so that way you don't miss any future videos. But until that time, whatever bike you currently have, go get it and use it to take you on your next adventure. Have a good one.